Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is taking her apparent feud with the Republican Party further. By this time, taking some jabs at the Republicans' unofficial state media, Fox News.
We've watched for decades propaganda news. I'll call out Fox News and the New York Post. They're known to be the neocon network news. We have propaganda news on our side, just like the left does. And the American people have been brainwashed into believing that America has to engage in these foreign wars in order for us to survive. And it's absolutely not true.
Whoa. Okay, I hate to say it, but let her cook. Let her cook. And look, okay. So there's a little bit of a correction, though, that I have. And I'm going to say that it's not entirely accurate that the left has their propaganda news. Not quite, okay? And what do I mean by that? The establishment has propaganda. So, for example, in the case of war, yes, you do have cable news outlets that, are establishment corporate news, okay? CNN, MSNBC, that will always support the government narrative. If it's, the Democrats, for example, one of the Obama's wars or something like that, drone strikes, things like that. And look, a couple of examples here, Iraq and Afghanistan. All right. Many of the other foreign conflicts that really were designed to enrich our corporations, oil companies, for example, the defense contractors, all of that. Yes, you will have these media outlets that come out and defend war. And so she's getting close. She's getting close. And again, I would argue that those are establishment sources because the left, the real left, is staunchly anti-war. Okay? And that's it. And again, the left does not really have a presence when it comes to mainstream media. In fact, that's why we have alternative media like YouTube, like my stuff here, and other, other great lefty creators, Secular Talk and Humanist Report and all of them who are, again, anti-war. So she is starting to get kind of close, which is, I think, is surprising to me, as I'm sure it is to you. Okay. Now I want to get to the next video here, because it refers to her fight with Mark Levin, who is a Fox News guy, really high voice, loves to scream all the time. Okay, that's Mark Levin. Now, she responded to him calling her a lunatic, which is not exactly wrong. I mean, this is a real let him fight moment, okay? Nonetheless, Levin is wrong, and Marjorie Greene is a little bit more correct. I mean, she does, after all, manage to point out some very real issues with the country during an interview with Eric Bolling.
$37 trillion in debt. Inflation is so high. Groceries are expensive. Bills are expensive. People can't afford rent. Credit card debt is at an all-time high. And young people today cannot ever even dream of buying a house. That's the America that Mark Levin has fought for. That's the America that Mark Levin loves. And Mark Levin, let's be really honest, is Israel first. He's not America first. So if it were up to Mark Levin, America would fight every single war that the secular government of nuclear-armed Israel wanted to drag America into, because that's what's been happening for a long time. And if anyone's paying attention, and I would say Fox News better start paying attention, but their problem is most of the people that watch Fox News are very much up in age, the baby boomer generation, who I love. Those are my parents, but that's their biggest audience. That's not the future of America. And I know that's hard and tough talk, but the future of America is my children's generation, Eric, and they don't have a future right now because we have Mark Levin, the neocons, and the establishment in Washington, D.C., pushing as hard as possible to shove us into more foreign wars. and they would love to see it explode all over the world. And when I say America first, Eric, I absolutely mean it. And I could care less what Mark Levin or anybody else has to say, because guess what? Mark Levin doesn't live in my district and didn't vote for me.
Here we go. Oh, I'm agreeing to some things that Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie freaking Taylor Greene. I'm agreeing with her on things. Oh God, it hurts. Oh, I don't like this. It's a terrible feeling. Look, seriously though. Okay, let's talk about the Fox News audience, right? Yeah, no doubt their audience is older. In fact, nearly half of all older Americans, 47% of those 65 and older, and 45% age 50 to 54, say that they regularly get their news from Fox News, according to Pew Research. Okay, now compare that to 32% of people aged 30 to 49, and just 28% of those under 30. Okay. So, I mean, yes, Fox News' audience definitely skews older. Now, to be fair, so does CNN and MSNBC's audience. In fact, cable news in general skews older. Their audiences do. And look, to be fair, also, my audience skews older. Okay? Look, there's a lot of older people watching progressive news on YouTube. And that's totally cool. So I think it's not so much age as far as political leanings. Fox News, they get older conservative. Cable news and progressive YouTubers tend to get older liberals and progressives. Okay, so that's fair. Now, TikTok and social media, they get a lot of younger people from both sides of the aisle. Okay, and here's the thing: the real disconnect in the Republican Party is between younger conservatives and older conservatives. There's a big difference here, and on Israel is one of those big issues, right? Younger conservative voters do not support Israel the same way that older Republican voters do. Okay, and so Marjorie Taylor Greene, I believe she's tapping into that. Recently, she just called out correctly the genocide that's happening in Gaza and says, I don't want to support that. I don't want our tax money supporting that. I agree. Wow. And so that's one of the things. Not only that, but you have younger Republicans that are also saying, you should release the Epstein files. Now Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, we should release the Epstein files. So what I'm thinking is that she sees the future and is starting to take up these positions because she knows the writing's on the wall. Now, whether or not she actually believes them or is trying to cynically take up positions that might help her with her political career with younger voters, I don't really give a damn, okay, honestly. I think at the end of the day, if she actually does make some real moves that, will end the foreign wars and maybe stop sending weapons to Israel, okay, great, wonderful. And I think those are pretty easy positions to take, okay? That said, of course, there's a lot that we disagree on. In fact, trans rights, I'll fight her every single day on the issue of transgender people. I believe in trans rights. She does not. She is virulently transphobic, okay? I'm not going to give her an inch on that. So basically, at the end of the day, look, if you want to do good things, for example, oppose AIPAC, she recently came out against AIPAC and criticized them. Now, I think that's important because AIPAC consistently spends money in Democratic primaries. And they do so in order to try to crush progressives and to put up people like Richie Torres, okay? Richie Torres constantly defends Israel over the wishes of his own constituents. So if Marjorie Taylor Greene is criticizing AIPAC for doing that, great, awesome, I'll take it. On the issues, yes, I can agree with people that I generally don't agree with on almost anything. But if she wants to come over on our side and oppose AIPAC, okay, go ahead. I'll take it, but I will fight you on everything else. I think that's how it's supposed to go. So again, I don't know if she's actually honestly showing her positions on these issues. But again, I don't care if you cross over and you support me and you vote for me, or vote with me and help me to stop bad things. I'll take it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.